You know what, guys? We haven't read Retro Gamer together recently, have we? It's a tragic shame. But as I've got a copy, and I've got a cup of tea here, Earl Grey, hot. No, it's not that actually. It's just Builder's Tea, dark. Can you imagine if Picard asked for that instead? That would change the whole dynamic of the show, wouldn't it?
Tea! Builder's hot! Do you want some tea?
No.
So this is copy 153. They don't really have dates anymore, they just have numbers, and you have to kind of work out which month they apply to. Let's dive in. We've got a contents page there, we don't really care about that. The industry has lost two legends. Who have we lost? We've lost Dave Needle, who helped make the Amiga 1000, and Fergus McGovern, who started Probe Software, I think. Spectrum Vega returns as a handheld. You know, it's got buttons. I like things which have buttons rather than touchscreen. Why you should be excited? No, I'm not that excited because, you know, I've got a proper Spectrum over here. Although it does look quite cool. A bit of something on Street Fighter there. Not sure what that's about. Collector's Corner. Who have we got? Gemma Perkins. She's worth £10,000 plus, apparently. I'd say you're worth a bit more than that, Gemma. Putting yourself a bit low. Marcel Donker on his way to protecting your precious retro collection. You know, I often see people's retro collections, and then I look at mine and I think, oh, God, look at the condition. I mean, for me, the condition doesn't really matter too much. All I care about is playing the game or running the software. It's nice to have the box, it's nostalgic, but I don't need a minty box. No, my boxes were minty when I was younger. The latest news from April 1999, what have we got? Roller Coaster Tycoon. What a series that was. Although I was always a bit against it after being a true theme park player. Time Slip on the Commodore 16 plus 4. Marvellous. Here we go, here's the cover feature. Sega's Big Gamble. Their Big Gamble is apparently all these add-ons they whopped onto the Mega Drive to try and sustain its life in a life support sustaining type of way. 32X, I never owned one. I never owned a Mega CD until recently, actually. But these items are very nostalgic for me, and I always wanted them, even though they, you know, with hindsight, are a crock of shit. But who cares? Sega, you must have done something right. Look at this. What a beast. Plug that in, plug that in. Oh, slap that in as well. Yo, amazing. Happy days. Of course, the 32X came out with Star Wars, which was rushed, but yeah, it was alright. We've got Yars Revenge here on the 2600. Looks particularly Yarish and revenge-like. Operation Wolf, what a game! Played this on the Spectrum. On the, I think we even had a light gun, which I played it with on the Spectrum. It was terrific. This is mainly the arcade version, although, yeah, they look at all the conversions, of course, which is my favourite part. There's a specky version. Oh, yes, in all its 3-colour glory. Operation Wolf 3 there. What was Operation Wolf 3 called? Operation Wolf 3. Operation Tiger? Not Operation Thunderbolt, that was the second one. Super Monaco Grand Prix is next, and this is the arcade edition. And until recently, until this article actually, I didn't realise that this was an arcade game to start with. I assumed it was just a Mega Drive game. But no, I mean, it started at the arcade. Look at the Spectrum conversion. Isn't that fucking amazing? It's got rear view mirror and everything. When you compare it to the Master System version, which I played, it looks like a scrap of absolute shit. Tornado low level for the ZX Spectrum next. Splendid. 40 years of Apple feature, because yes, it's been 40 years of Apple with the Apple II and Prince of Persia. We move on to the Macintosh and over to their iPods and gaming and laptops, and then we move on to the SNES with this massive controller. F-Zero, great game. Robocop, now this was a great game, especially on the Spectrum. I played it at the arcade and on the Atari ST. All versions are quite different. The Atari ST was more like the arcade. The home computer versions like the Spectrum actually came out before the arcade ones, and they were different. They had like all these mini games in the middle, which were cool. Blagger and Son of Blagger for the Commodore 64. And look, there's an old style map like we used to get in the old magazines. Samba de Amigo version 2000. Bit modern. Minority Report for the Super Famicom. Some obscure Famicom games. You probably have to get these on import, as we're talking about the Famicom. Rare, who did indeed rule the N64 with the like of GoldenEye and other such games. Splendid. You can try 5 issues for £5. That's bloody cheap. Oh my God. My mum's just bought me a new subscription. It was like £50 for 2 years, which is a good offer, but you know, if you all get into it. Omni Kick Run, the Nomad Bowl. Let's move on. Chuck Somerville. Alright, Chucky. And we've got a Commodore 64, and he obviously helped make California games and the like, which is lovely. And there's a Lynx 2, which would never be better than the Lynx 1. Thrust. BBC micro game. Whee! Good. Street Fighter 5. Good game. Retro Roundup. What else have we got? Final Fantasy Explorers. Death Smile. So I like the sound of that. The homebrew section. Lovely. I love a bit of homebrew. What have we got out here? We've got penguins, bearings, and isometric 3D. What's this? This is like a Marble Madness type game for some sort of system. Haven't got time to stop and watch, I'm afraid. Try and work out which system it is. Spring Warrior. MX2. Yeah, some of these homebrew games are bloody tremendous, don't they? We've got the Calico Chameleon. They don't know what's going to happen to it. It's essentially a Atari Jaguar, which has been repurposed into a Calico games console, which they're hoping to release soonish. And the Jaguar console was actually used by a dentist company after it was finished with a Jaguar for a while for dentist cleaning. You know, crazy stuff. Next month we've got Creating Croc. Who's Croc? PlayStation and Saturn's ambitious answer to Mario. What, do you remember this guy? Maybe I had a bit of a blind spot when he came out. Console passion. The end game is Sonic Wings 3. Robo Keaton's Ending. And there we wrap up another issue of Retro Gamer. Join me next time for issue 154. And stay tuned for more videos throughout the week. I'm going to finish my cup of tea now. Toodaloo.